between Thieves and Surge. There was some brace.
That one was a lot more fun in a way.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes Call of Duty, the more mistakes that are made, it's like more entertaining. Same with like a football game, like more mistakes, they usually is a little more entertaining. Just how it is.
No doubt about it, his trades go down 2 for 2, so nobody gonna be on the hill. Shotzzy just making sure P2 is controlled for OpTic. Well, New York, they're gonna have to try to push on through towards this area, but it's gonna be difficult to do so. Dashy just hanging out, making sure his teammates are watching over him. No trophies in the game yet.
He had 4 HP. Yeah, he's like, guys, cover me. And he's able to bounce back and get a kill before he is blown to pieces by the frag grenade that comes rolling through from Sib. Quality shots there out of Kenny to take down a second before he falls, but now we look to the mini-map and the upcoming rotation. First person kind of set a bottom for P2 is going to be Shotzzy. His teammates starting to lurk across and help, and you've got the position here right now for OpTic as Kenny on 5 in a row.
And look at this, with Shotzzy's position, you're spawning top SKs. You gotta go all the way across the map. Now maybe mid-hall's a little bit vulnerable here, but New York doesn't know that, right? Because we're in Jodcaster, they're not. So you have 2 players set up in the back with Fred and Kenny, and while they are taking them down, that is going to be 3 dead. Sib, the last player alive. And with Shotzzy's position, you just have to work all the way across the map. As Kenny on 7 in a row, there is that cruise. AR Kenny going off.
Yeah, I think maybe you were worried if that funnel came down mid-map, maybe Shotzzy takes a little while to track over, but he never had to move. The other boys had it on lock. Now, you do get the clearance at least for an upcoming P3, but the damage has been done. You are rolling right now if you are Texas and behind a monster start from Kenny. They'll get the rest of this time. Now see how they're maybe able to handle the play. And Shotzzy trying to get in, but that didn't look like a fun. Well, I mean, led to a team kill, right? So chalk them up with a kill.
Yeah, you don't want 1 for 1, but New York here, they have to respond with a good hold of their own. A 50-point lead here for OpTic, and Fred just goes for it. He just sends it, able to take down 1. He weakens up Hydra down to 39 HP, and maybe that is just a heads-up call. Hey, let's go for it, and then it's all 4 dead and the break. So they knew that they were weak in the setup. Let's hit the front of the plane, and they found that opening.
You don't see that all that often, but they just hit it. Yeah,
all right, well, guys, I just hyped that up, and y'all just died right after. Heck.
You thought maybe getting into their setup, but smoked out of it right after they did the same thing.
I was hyping them up.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I was saying you don't see it all that often. It happens again, like literally 2 seconds later. So there we go.
Okay, so
the beauty of Call of Duty esports.
Well, not going to tie the game up because you had OpTic in there for a little bit, but over towards Burger, OpTic already set up.
You've got Shotzzy and Dashy playing around the hard point, kind of watching that long security lane. It'll be Fred and Kenny. Everybody pushing up the Reskies. You lose both players, I mean, basically for free. Kenny gets 1. Now, you still have to get across, which can be tough because you've got eyes here, and now the spawn's coming in. It's like step 1, get the kills. Step 2 is to get across.
Yeah, and like maybe on a map that goes back and forth, you're okay with this if you're in New York, but the problem is you need back security for the last hill because we're going right over to bookstore. So it's like we kind of still have to push through this lane, and now maybe with 2 dead, you try to get that time, you get down if you are Kismet, and you hope that your team has a trophy as Hydra gets in a P2.
Yeah, I mean, this worked out pretty good from a timing standpoint.
I didn't see if he spawned there or if he was just able to sneak on through, but OpTic to deal with it.
So what you get the final 30 or so seconds, lead change now over to Subliners. Next hardpoint, here we go.
Nice little slide and snap there from Skies. But inside the hardpoint, Dashy gonna win the 1-on-1. Hydra just kind of waiting for maybe Shotzzy to roam. Pushing towards that middle of the hall, but they have to group on up. And you see Pred's position. So even top SGs, when you start to rotate on over, you have a lot to deal with. This crossfire is insane for OpTic because Kenny's looking over Shotzzy. Shotzzy has the main hallway. Does get taken down. Here comes the push for New York. Nice shots from Sib.
Yeah, and that's just sort of your emphasis is going between both players. Like they double chow out. Always going to be difficult fights to win. Sib makes him pay. Kenny trying to snap back, but not able to do it. He'll drop. New York Subliners regain control with 20 seconds to go. And kind of all over the map right now, if you were Subliners, you got, well, 1 top left, all the way towards where you have 1 set up in the plane, 1 spawning Eskies. Next hardpoint's gonna pop, and I'm just looking where Sib is right now. He's kind of on an island.
Yeah, it's like you had a chance there if you were New York, but now down 20 points, we're headed back towards P1. You just have to try and flip this map, so difficult to do. And if you can't do it, you try to get as much time as possible here at P1.
I swear, some people's Renee's hit a little bit better, but Dashy is a very accurate man.
Sure, the headshots help.
No, they do. But it's always been like that for him with an AR. Sometimes I swear, I swear he's killed it 1 bullet less. The guy just does not miss. Just kind of a standstill as everyone trying to get towards this hard point. Shotzzy now looking for the angle. That just, something hit him in the forehead.
I'm trying to watch the pitch. It looks like Hydra's trying to make a move on the other side of your map. Maybe you're gonna have a one-on-one with Kenny, but Kenny just being very patient. And there is the pop-up. Kenny wins the gunfight. This is just a bit discipline you want to see from OpTic on this rotation.
Yep, let him get this time. All that matters is the rotation. Discipline there, as you said.
Shoulders.
Give a little shake and bake.
This kid's, yeah, I mean, nice movement from him. And now maybe a chance you have a 3-on-2 around the hill. You see where OpTic spawns. It's all down to Pred. Pred trying to do what he can. Maybe having a moment, but there is the break for New York. A huge break for them here at P2.
Yeah, I mean, considering what you invest in that, the disciplines you said for Texas to kind of hold, be ready for the next point, and you get the break on through. There's been a couple of big breaks. OpTic, unfortunately, when you get it at the Plain Hill, gets broken again right after it. This one, what can Subliners turn into time-wise? And it looks like this is going to be, what, 40 or so seconds they're going to get? You're talking like an 80-second swing.
Yeah, just taking a look at the scoreboard. We have a bit of a pause as you can see OpTic going to get set up. Yeah, Kenny 22 kills, again, leading the way.
I mean, he's leading the way by a margin right now in the lobby.
Yeah, he's had a great series for OpTic in his debut. And the other side, just a very balanced effort from the Subliners.
Hydra thought he was maybe sneaking up the ramp.
Sometimes it's the best way,
yeah.
Honestly. If you're playing Search and Destroy, you climb up a ladder or you go up the stairs. Actually, the ramp feels like the area you can find the most timings.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it's about. Hardpoint is just catching a timing. He tried to. Oh, well, hi. Hello. Nope, bye. Hi.
Well, there's some timing. There's the trades. A teammate from Kiz just up and down waiting for the squad, and there is another break.
My guy's a gopher.
Guy's playing whack-a-mole.
Yeah. But once again, they're able to get behind that, like these little breaks, just leading to 20 to 40 seconds in spots. And this is when it's like, okay, right? Like, you've got a 50-point advantage. You're up over 200. Like, those points are starting to matter a lot. But this is the stretch. You see the left side control from OpTic Texas. This is where you can really rally and chain something together here.
Yeah, it is not over yet.
No, absolutely not.
Set up, Dashy already inside. One player trying to work the pitch. That's going to be Hydra. The rest of the teammates through Book over towards Vending. So it looks like New York can have this side of the map. Maybe they want for P5. Whereas OpTic going to try to push this out. It looks like off a spawn. Fred through Bookstore does get caught. But OpTic just holding down the hill. Kids on 5, make it 6, and there's going to be a cruise for him.
We'll see if the cruise will come into play. What he's able to get behind it, but some clean shots at first, but Shotzzy's able to take that fight ultimately. 20 seconds now between the two teams and just over 20 left. Inside of our hard point, Pred working behind multiple, little slide and snap to maybe hit a third, but Kismet doesn't let it happen.
Well, you're going to see another lead change here. New York going to have a break. It's one of those things, like, depending on how this result is, like that plate push, I almost wonder if you just give that up.
Yeah.
Realistically, right? You did so much work at P2. You just say, hey, I think you can spawn out there. We're just going to go set up at Burger. But maybe they can clutch on up through a break.
Yeah, maybe it's just like you've been breaking all map. Maybe you're just thinking you've got another break in you.
Yeah, Cruz is gone, finds nothing. Kenny and Pred find the kills. 20 more seconds for OpTic,
nice
and we're heading to a map 5.
Nice shots, clean there from Shotzzy. Kismet getting caught on the cross. Kenny approaching 30 kills. We saw nobody over 20 in our first terminal hardpoint we casted to start the day, but this time we've got people popping off. 5 more seconds to go. 5 in a row for Kenny before he falls as well. Dashy inside, locking it down. Nobody close, and OpTic get us to a map 5. I think you might be right. Like, you know, as good as the break